So this is Mike from Bald&Balding here, and I am with Jonathan Rosenbaum of Majanation. We're here at the Cincinnati Comic and Expo, and Jonathan has been doing an awesome business all weekend long. Tell us about your work, Jonathan.
Well, I guess I like to do different creative, weird things. It just comes on me this way. I tend to do quirky stuff. I like to kind of tell a story in my illustrations, and of course, I have some children's books and books like that, and some other ideas where I actually do tell stories. And I've started doing some three-dimensional kind of collectibles that are I call them fright lights have tea lights inside. So that's kind of my newest venture. But yeah, I just love coming up with ideas. It's like that's my hobby. That's everything I do. So yeah.
So which came first, the drawing or the writing?
The drawing.
The drawing.
I think sometimes when doing drawing and doing your own characters,
Mm-hmm.
as you're drawing, you're coming up with a story, especially when it's your own idea, your own characters.
Yep.
You tend to just it evolves and develops.
Yep, you draw them and you're like, what is their
there's a story.
story? Yep, what you kind of build their personality, and then before you know it,
You got a story.
you're 6 pages into an outline, and
Yeah, and really, too, is like that started when you're a kid and you're coming up with like different ideas and different characters, and I could do this, and just dreaming up the ideas and what's going on. So it is as an author or someone coming up with this stuff. It is a visual process in my head. You gotta
Yeah.
see what's going on, and I think a lot of times when you're writing too, is like I tell myself you gotta think in action. The character's personality comes out in the
Yeah.
actions that you do.
Right.
And all the choices that they make and everything. So,
okay. So your kids' books, what grade level are they, or age level?
I have the first story I ever wrote, but released more recently, is called The Itty Bitty Drum, which is for young kids, maybe like as early as one type you read to them. It's a rhythm and rhyming and repetition book, so it's like I would say the earliest age, like from 2 to 4 to 6.
Okay.
Very young, the type of book you read to a child. My other books, I have some nocturnal fables, which are the zombie and the vampire, which is like the tortoise and the hare,
Mm-hmm.
and that one would be probably from 4 to 8,
Okay.
along with the adorable beast, which is like the ugly duckling universe.
Right.
And then I did kids graphic novels, 2 of them, which are roughly around from 7 to 12 age.
So you basically have kids covered from 2 to 12.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I like the spread.
Yeah.
So tell me about the art. It looks like you do a lot of pop culture. Your take on pop culture?
Yes. So, at these comic shows, you try to do your own stuff, and it doesn't go as far. And it's not as much selling out, but I figured if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it either in my style or with some kind of twist. And I think that way I have fun with it. And also, the way I look at it is a lot of characters have baggage, have their own personality or things, and what I like to do is show that in an individual piece to kind of emphasize
Yep.
the character. So it's more than just the character that you love, it's the character, I can imagine them doing that, or I have them crossed over with another genre.
Yep. Yeah, I've been staring at the barber haircut with all the
Yep.
love that. I've been staring at it all weekend long.
It's
great.
so that one was another one where I had the idea of like, well, Edward Scissorhands Barbershop. That's the main crux of it. But he's in the corner, so you don't really see him. He's actually in a reflection in a mirror. But what it is, you're looking at the I guess the waiting room, and so of course I also thought of the Gossamer, who's the big red monster from Looney Tunes.
Yep.
And so it's like that one episode where he's like, monsters are the most interesting people, and he's fixing his hair. And I'm like,
Yep.
what if it was Edward's barbershop there? He's getting his hair done. What other hairy creatures? And of course, you got Chewbacca, of course, and Cousin It.
Yep.
Those are the obvious ones. So I had them in there, and then I was going to do animal, but he would have been too small in the picture. So Sweetums, which is very obscure. And then the last one's like, who's coming through the door? And I was trying to figure out who I would use, and Slash. It just kind of came to me,
Yep.
and I was like, oh, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I like to do that. I like to have one little ridiculous thing, or I like to hide little things in my pieces. So.
Yeah. Cool. And you told me before you're freelance, yes?
Yes.
So you just get to work all the time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff I do in freelance graphic design and web stuff and all that stuff. And so a lot of the clients that I have, it's a lot of maintenance stuff, or hey, we need this, and a lot of them I also know that I'm doing some of this stuff as well.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get back. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. There's
Yep.
a lot of changes and everything like that. So.
But you set your own hours.
I do. Obviously, I set my own hours, but also I do the work when they need it.
Yeah.
So there's that. And my wife also freelances at home, but she's been working on a full-time contract, so she's been busy, and I try to help her out as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, sir. I hope you sell out today.
Yeah.
It's not your morals, your stuff.
Okay.
And I will see you again on the trail.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.